Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to In the Greenhouse with Orchid Supply Store. I'm Ken, and as always, I'll be the one taking you on this tour. First off, I do want to apologize for it being so long since I've made a video. I started to make one about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and my camera just stopped working. It would take the video, but there was no sound. And goodness knows you don't want to see me, with no sound. So I got online, with the chat, and the camera was still under warranty. And I worked for several hours, with the people online trying to get it to work, to no avail. Just never could get it working. And they said, okay, it is under warranty, just send it in and they would repair it. That was maybe 3 weeks ago. Today is Friday. I think it was Wednesday. Got them on the chat again, and they determined they could not repair my camera, but since it was under warranty, they would replace it. Not only replace it, but upgrade it to the next level, and all of that's free of charge because it was under warranty, which is great. But they said it would take 6 to 10 business days before they could get it shipped. I don't know why it takes that long to put a camera in a box and put it in the mail, but I guess, when you're the only one doing it, you can take your own time. So it's going to be at least another week before I have a camera. So I said, I can't wait. I've got to go ahead and do a video. So I've fallen back to plan B, and I'm using my cell phone. The audio on my cell phone is not that good. It's okay, but it certainly could be better. So bear with me on this, and we'll get through it, and we'll get a new camera very soon. A couple of things I want to do in this video is I want to tell you that I've picked up another site that I'm going to sponsor. This site is not about orchids. It's Wallace Farm and Sawmill. It's run by Taylor and Brittany, and they're a mom and pop. I guess you can call them mom and pop, they're not that old. They're a husband and wife team that have a small farm, and they run a sawmill in northern Mississippi. I'll put a link to their site in the description. You need to check this out. These are good people. They really do a good job. They work hard. They live in the American dream, to have their own business. I really enjoy watching their videos. I think you will too. So take the time, visit their site, and subscribe to them and give them a thumbs up. I truly think you will enjoy. One thing that I wanted to cover is I've had a few people ask, why do I charge the amount that I charge for my orchids? And they say they can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and find very similar orchids, the packaged orchids, at a much lesser price. Well, I do in fact buy a lot of my orchids from Sunbulb, and this is the ones that people are talking about at Home Depot. I get orchids from other places. I bring some in from Hawaii, I bring some in from Thailand. There's a few other places I get them, so they're not always the cheap packaged orchids. But let's talk just about those, just the packaged orchids. Now, this is a place you could go to Sunbulb and buy orchids. There's nothing stopping you, except they have a minimum order. You must spend $1,000 minimum, and they'll sell to you. So if you want to buy your orchids directly from the wholesaler, you can do that. Just got to spend $1,000. So the normal price that I sell the larger orchids for is $39.99. I've got them on sale right now for $36.99. So let me explain how I come up with my price. Now, Home Depot, Lowe's, they pay exactly the same thing I pay for these orchids. The 4-inch orchid costs me and costs Home Depot $12.50. I'm not sure if these are the package orchids that you're finding at Home Depot. It could be the smaller ones and the 2-inch, pot, and they're quite a bit cheaper. I don't buy those anymore. I used to. The reason I don't buy them any longer is they're small. They're probably 3-4 years away from blooming. So you have to grow them out that long, before I can sell them. And time-wise and dollar-wise, it's just not feasible for me to do that any longer. So I buy the bigger orchids, and of course they're not that much bigger. They're classified as a 4-inch orchid, and my cost on those is $12.50, and I sell it for $39.99. Now, why do I sell it for that much? Okay, well, first off, the cost is not just $12.50. You have to pay, or I have to pay the shipping to me, and depending on how many I get and what I get, it's going to add at least $1, sometimes a little bit more, but let's go with $1. So my cost is $13.50. Now, when I sell these, I have to pay a fee. I either pay the fee to Amazon, or I pay the fee to BigCommerce, which is where my site is, plus a credit card processing fee. This comes out to about 15% of the sale. So that costs me $6. What does I ship it free, to the customer. The customer doesn't pay any extra for shipping, but of course I have to pay for that shipping. And depending upon where it's going, it could be quite a bit, or it could be quite a bit. So my average ship with the box that I put it in cost me $10.29. So let's take the $36.99 that I'm currently selling these for. The fee on that is $5.55. The cost of shipping is $10.29, and the cost of the orchid itself is $13.50. So that's a total cost to me of $29.34. That gives me a profit of $7.65. Now, in that $7.65, I have to, most of the time, I have to repot it. I have to store it in my greenhouse for who knows how long. I have to water it. I have to fertilize it. I have to spray it to keep bugs off of it. And of course, the cost of labor of doing all of this. So $7.65 to cover everything else. So that's why, and why I have to charge what I charge, just to cover all the cost. So that's the explanation that a few people have asked for. I enjoy it. You're just not going to make a fortune off of it. In some cases, you probably do good to break even, because you always lose some always down, no matter what happens. When they come to me, the roots are just shot. When I go to repot them, they don't live. You can check out Trish's orchids site, and you can see what we have classified as ICUP orchids. That's Intensive Care Plant Unit. I send her my sick and dying and needed help orchids, and she likes them because she thinks it as a challenge to bring these sickly orchids back to life, and she does a fantastic job. I don't have time to deal with this. So that's in a nutshell, why I charge, what I charge, and I don't know what else to say about it. That's what I do. So, next up you'll see a walk through the greenhouse of what I have currently. Mostly it's the green plants like you always see. I do have a few in bloom right now, which is very unusual. Those are the first to go. You know, when someone buys an orchid, if it's that particular orchid and it's in spike or bloom, they get that one. So I rarely have any that's in bloom, but I have a handful today. Mostly Phalaenopsis, which I don't really sell on the site. Those are for my wife's enjoyment. I bring them to the greenhouse and do what I can to bring them back. And any Phalaenopsis that I have here in the greenhouse today, it's a rebloom. It's either a secondary bloom on an old spike or just time for it to bloom again. So that's what I have in those. I do have one or two that are in the pot that are young plants, and they don't believe that they're young. They think they want to bloom now, and they did. So I'll show you those also, and that'll be coming up in just a couple of seconds. So I hope you enjoy this video. We are going to be doing more and more often. I've got to hang all of my vandas, and I'll show you how I do that. I've got to repot some of the ones that I got in that they're already outgrown the pots that they're in, so I've got to do that, and I'll put that on film. I've got one Phalaenopsis that is just monstrous with roots. It's just clawing to get out of the pot. So I'm going to put that on a mount, and I'll show you how I do that. It's quite simple. So we'll do all of that in a future video. So be sure to subscribe and come back and watch that. That's it for today. You come back now. Well, let's start on this end. You've seen it many times. Got the big old spider plant here. And as we come across the top, okay, anything that has a red tag on it is relatively new. And you see, I got a completely full shelf here on top. Nothing really new except these in the pot. They're new. Get around my big old plant here. We have the spider plant on a mount, and both of these have just tons of babies. Okay, up here still have a few that are mounted, looking really nice. Okay, see if I can get a shot of it over here. Got one that's got a really nice bloom on it. See if I can get here in the back. There it is. Don't have things in bloom too often. That is why I don't make video after video of nothing but green plants. I got this one mount here that's in bloom. This is the one that had about a 3-foot spike, and I was twisting it and turning it, trying to get a good picture of it, and I broke it off. You can only twist and turn them so far, and I twisted it just a little bit too much. As we come back up the bottom shelf here, I got a couple in bloom right here. And again, this is very unusual to have anything in bloom, because when items sell, these are the first ones to go. I try to give anything that's in bloom or in spike to the customers, and that again is a reason I seldom have anything in bloom. And we come back around on this bottom shelf. Spider plants and dendrobiums. Got one dendrobium that's in bloom back there. And I think there's a few, 2 or 3 of them that are probably in. We got the spider plants. I've got the one dendrobium that's in bloom. And I've got another one back here. My top shelves are just completely empty, sold out. This is my baby here. Yeah, I've had her for years and years. This is her second blooming this year. I've got to do something. Yeah, she's been in this ball, yeah, forever, and it's basically falling apart. So I've got to do something. My lady, I got one coming in there. Got a lady slipper that's starting to spike. This is the third one this year. My wife took one. My daughter saw it. She took one. And that's what I'm left with. Okay, moving around to the Phalaenopsis. I have one that's in bud. That's my rabbit's foot fern. Got all of the staghorn fern here. And in the back, I do have a couple of the Phalaenopsis that are reblooms. Got one there. Got so many it's hard to get in to see them. Got a nice one here. I love this color. Yeah, got that one. Okay, swinging down to the bottom. These are new Vandas. I have them laid out, ready to be hung. I'm going to be doing that in just a few minutes. And as we come around to the wall of Vandas, you'll see there's not many here. I'm just about out of Vandas. I've got to get some more. Really looking sparse and vacant and blank spots. So, got to get more, got to get them hung, got to get them out for sale. And I've got all of the live ropey, that I have had. And I'm going to start putting that out for sale also. This is the time of year that people would want to plant it. Okay, remember the Hoya that I got a couple of months back from Thailand? Let's see if I can get them up here. I've got them planted, and you're probably going to hear that fan. Yeah, this camera is not, well, this is my cell phone. It's not real good at eliminating noise, so you're going to hear the fan. But I've got the Hoyas planted. They're all doing very well. The ones that are left, because I lost several. But what is left is doing well.